Hey everyone, it's Adele and April from Just Say Scrap with Close to My Heart, and we are here with Technique Tuesday number 109. So we are going to be continuing on that heat transfer vinyl journey for this month.
Yes, we are.
And we have some tricks for today. As you will see in the video, we did actually mess up on the album a little bit, so we're gonna show that to you just so you know what not to do and then what to do. So we just wanted to show you both aspects, I guess. And thank you so much to Brenda Rose out there. She is amazing, another Close to My Heart consultant.
What a gem.
She gave us so many good tips and tricks for this. So thank you so much, Brenda Rose. But we are going to show you how to get started with the 9x9 Cricut Easy Press. And do you have the temperature and stuff just so I can show them right here?
Oh, yes.
Before we start. So you write this temperature down. This is exactly what you want to use.
Yes, you want it to be at 300 degrees, no hotter, and you only want to have it on your item, your album, for 15 seconds.
Do not preheat like a t-shirt.
Do not preheat like a t-shirt. It's on your album for 15 seconds. If you are layering your vinyl, then it's 10 seconds per layer.
Yes, and the layering we're going to show you on Throw It Together Thursday. We've decided to just throw that in here. So, all right, let's get to showing you how we made our album.
So as we said, we are doing our 6x8 albums. So this is going to be the cover of the 6x8 album, and this is going to be the spine. I used the Close to My Heart art booking font for this, and I welded the letters together. If you don't weld the letters together, they will cut separately. So I just wanted to let you know that. And now that everything's prepared, I'm just going to hit the Make It button.
You can also see down here that it all says weld. So, make it.
And everything's together here. So
A little hard to see because it's on black.
yes, it is.
We're cutting it on
black.
gold. So, gotta mirror image it and let's get going. Okay, so we made it gold just so you can see it a little bit better. But remember, always have your mirror image on, especially if you are doing vinyl. And Mom's just changing some of these things around.
Right. As I said before, this is together because it's the spine, but I didn't want to put these together because this way we could save a little bit of vinyl.
Saving vinyl, saving vinyl.
Which is what we want to do.
All right, we're gonna cut this out and we'll show you. Make sure your system is on premium vinyl and then cut away. All right, so you can see that this is all done with the mirror image, and also remember when you're putting it onto your mat that you are putting it with the shiny side down. So whatever that plastic that's on here, if you want to pull that up, Mama, to show. We have the light grip mat. See how that's really, really shiny? That's gonna go down towards the mat. And remember, light. So unlike the white vinyl, this is super easy to see exactly where my cuts are. So before I use the weeding tool, I am going to cut this out as I've already started, just to make my life easier, and so I don't have to cut as much vinyl while I'm pulling. Using my microtip non-stick scissors, I cut these in half. And now I'm going to do all the weeding for them, and we will show you how to put them on an album. So I know normally we speed these things up, but I just wanted to show you in real time how easy this vinyl is to pull off. Ooh, I'm getting stuck over here. Don't get yourself stuck to the other pieces. It is, remember, sticky, so try to keep that away from your hands. But what I find about the premium vinyl or just the non-glitter vinyl, it is a little bit more flexible. So it's actually a lot easier to pull up. Just so you see how I just got that T unstuck. And if I just gently pull, obviously there are cuts that are going in between, but they come out super easy. And look at that. Did you just see the to my? That is a very, very intricate design. And I'm just pulling, and look how easy that came up. And then what's also nice about the weeding tool is it's got that little sharp base, I guess. It's kind of,
the tip?
Yeah, the tip is a little tilted. So I can just grab these up. It actually grabs onto them, so then you just pull them off. And even for these tiny little pieces, like in the T here, I'm just gonna, oh, well, it's 2. Whatever. Do you see how easy that came up? And that's in actual time. So literally takes no time to take off.
Okay, so I have this blue painter's tape on the album because I wanted to show you The album, when it's measured, it's 8 1/4, so I wanted to make sure that I centered everything, so I put the little painter's tape at 4 1/8.
Woohoo. So you saw how I used the weeding tool to undo the Close to My Heart. We now also have this little design, which is also from the Art Booking Cricut. So we actually have our tiny mini press or heat press, easy press.
Easy Press 2, it's a 9x9.
Yes, this is the smaller one. And as you can see, this is already on our album. We are going to show you how we did this. However, we are backtracking, or for you, we're gonna backtrack, because do you see how this has left a little bit of a residue on it? It's because we heated it too much. So we wanted to show you what not to do, but we don't want to confuse you. So we're showing you how to put it on first. We have spoken, like we just said, to the amazing Brenda Rose, and she has given us amazing tips that we're going to reiterate a few times throughout this video to make sure that this does not happen to your albums. So we're going to use this beautiful design on the bottom of this album to show you what we are talking about.
Yes, so I'm just going to center it on the album. Do not preheat your surface. Just put your design down directly on your album.
This is very different than using t-shirts and stuff like that.
Yes, it is. We're going to use, as we said before, our 9x9 heat press. It's going to be at 300 degrees, which is a lot lower than it was before. We are also only going to heat up this for 15 seconds. If you are layering something on top of your album, like if you had this design and were layering another design on top of it, you would only heat each layer up for 10 seconds.
We will show you this on Throw It Together Thursday.
Yes, we will. You also need something to put over the design so that we could heat it up.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so unfortunately we couldn't find our Teflon sheet, so we are just going to use ordinary paper.
Yay, paper.
And we're going to take our Easy Press 2.
Light press.
A light press. Don't press down too hard. We're going to start the timer for 15 seconds at 300 degrees.
300 degrees. Do not go any higher than 300 degrees. That will not be good. Ooh, it went down 10 degrees.
And so we're going to lift this off, and we are going to let this completely cool off.
Yep, don't touch. All right, we are completely cooled off.
And ready to peel.
Look how nice that is. So you can even see like head on here. You see how there's like a slight itty bitty little corner up here, but that's honestly, you can't even tell unless I pointed that out. But do you see how you can see the shininess around there? There's nothing around this. So now we're going to show you what we did wrong here. We're going to go backtrack. But this is exactly how you want to do it, and we were going to reiterate the temperature and degrees and all of that 1,000 times in our closing statements. So originally we heated up our album with 325 degrees with 20 seconds, and we used our all-purpose mat. Make sure that you do not do this because once again, like we've said, it will leave a residue of the non-slip part on your album. So here you can see that we pulled off the heat transfer vinyl sheet and it left a little bit of the residue on it. This is because we had it heated it up at 325 degrees for 20 seconds and it left the stickiness of the transfer sheet on the album. So now that you have seen that and you have seen our mistake and the shininess of the album, make sure you don't do that. Remember, you can use regular paper, just regular computer paper, to use as your like transfer or to use over it. Don't use a towel, use regular computer paper. So make sure you have your computer paper, and if you don't have that, have a Teflon sheet. That is what our Close to My Heart, the non-slip mat is, but don't use ours. We already showed you what happened with that one, so make sure you don't use that. Make sure you use a different one that has a non-slip surface, not a non-slip surface on the background.
Right.
And if you use the slip surface, you get the shiny album. Do you see how shiny we actually made the back of our album? That was because we used the non-slip surface from the Close to My Heart one, but the Close to My Heart one works perfectly on fabric, so make sure you get that for that. It's also a lot easier because it doesn't slip on you, so that's nice. But flipping this over, look how nice this looks now. I love it. It looks so good. And you can see how nice the design came out. Honestly, out here you can't even see our mistake on the upper part, but it looks better in person on the lower part. So once again, 300 degrees at 15 seconds unless you are layering, then it is 10 seconds each layer, and make sure that the whole thing cools off before you pull it off.
Yes.
As well. Any other tricks and tips?
Yes, you don't want to use parchment paper because parchment paper, we were told by Brenda Rose that it has a little wax on the coating.
Don't use wax paper either.
No wax paper, no parchment paper. So basically, just either the Teflon sheet that has that does not have nonstick, or the your regular typing
Computer paper.
Computer paper.
So this is what it looks like. So awesome. This is the art booking, remember. But I hope that that helps you out with our tips and tricks, and that you guys can now put your vinyl onto your albums without making them shiny like we did. So, but I mean, hey, it's a learning curve for everybody.
Yes, it is.
So next Tuesday we're going to show you how to do the spine of this album, which is going to be a little bit more tricky, but it's kind of the same exact way to do this. So we will show you how to do that, and we'll make sure that it is also not shiny. So, yay! It's almost Halloween.
Yeah.
And so I guess this is the last time I will be in a tank top outside.
Trick or treat.
Okay, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye. What number is this? 107. Wait, 108 was last time. Yeah. Okay.
Art booking alphabet. Thank you.
Have that Teflon paper
The opposite.
Yes.
That's
have people
because
walking down the street. So you want to make sure that you use the Teflon paper or the regular paper, because if you use our
Teflon sheet. Sorry.
Same thing. You keep saying the wrong thing. If you, any other any other tricks and tips? Hold on, let's try that again. So next Thursday, we're going to show you how to.
Thursday?
My arm's getting tired. Okay.